On this day, June 24, 1983, a woman came back from space. Her name was Sally Ride. And her return wasn't just a successful landing. It was a signal to the world that the sky was no longer the limit. Sally Kristen Ride was born in Los Angeles, 1951, a tennis star, a physicist, and a woman who was always looking up. As a child, she watched the moon missions in awe. But back then, space was off limits for women. NASA didn't allow female astronauts until 1978. Sally applied out of curiosity and got in. She was one of 6 women accepted into NASA that year. Out of over 8,000 applicants. She wasn't loud. She wasn't flashy. But she was brilliant. Her job wasn't to inspire, it was to do the work. And when NASA picked her for STS-7, the 7th Space Shuttle mission aboard Challenger, she was calm. Prepared. Ready. But the media wasn't. They asked her, "Do you plan to wear makeup in space? Will space flight affect your reproductive organs? Do you cry when things go wrong?" Sally, always composed, replied, "Do you ask the guys those questions?" June 18, 1983. The launch pad was ready. The crowd was massive. And history was about to be made. At 7:33 a.m., Challenger launched from Cape Canaveral, Florida, riding a pillar of fire into the upper atmosphere. Sally Ride became the first American woman in space. She wasn't just there as a symbol. She had a job, operating the shuttle's robotic arm used to deploy satellites into orbit. She ran experiments. She handled engineering duties. She worked 12-hour days, in zero gravity. Inside the shuttle, her teammates respected her. Outside, the headlines couldn't stop buzzing, "Ride, Sally, Ride. The ride of a lifetime. Woman blasts through glass ceiling." But to Sally, the mission was the story. Not the noise. She would later describe what it was like. "Looking back at Earth from space is a life-changing experience, the thin blue line of the atmosphere, the fragile beauty of the planet. You never forget it." On June 24, 1983, Challenger re-entered the Earth's atmosphere. After nearly 7 days in space, they touched down safely in California. A flawless mission. Sally had become a hero. But she didn't come back for fame. She came back focused, already planning for the next one. She'd fly again in 1984, becoming the first American woman to go to space twice. But she never stopped being a scientist. And she never let others define her. She later served on the panels that investigated the Challenger and Columbia shuttle disasters. She founded Sally Ride Science to inspire young girls to pursue STEM. She once said, "Young girls need to see role models in whatever careers they may choose, just so they can picture themselves doing those jobs someday." She made that picture possible. Sally Ride passed away in 2012. And only then did the world learn something else. She had a lifelong partner, a woman named Tam O'Shaughnessy. Quietly, Sally had also become the first acknowledged LGBTQ+ astronaut in history. She had lived her entire life with courage and integrity, not for the camera, but for the cause. NASA honored her with tributes. Schools were named after her. She was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom by President Obama. But perhaps the most powerful legacy is in the countless girls, women, and curious minds who now believe space belongs to everyone. On June 24, 1983, Sally Ride came back from space. But what she really brought back was possibility. She broke the silence. She rewrote the story. And she proved that history doesn't wait for permission. It just needs one person brave enough to make the leap. Follow this day then for more stories like this where time, truth, and courage come together.